Good, happy Wednesday evening, December 2nd, 2020. I'm Riley King, and welcome to this Wednesday evening edition of the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. We have a lot of news to get to this Wednesday evening, so let's begin. First up, we begin with COVID-19 updates. New Hampshire COVID updates, new information and data. Let's take a look at that right now. And here is a look at that information for all of you right now. There are 21,766 number of people in New Hampshire have tested positive for COVID-19. 13,666,470 number of people in the United States have tested positive. 528 number of deaths from COVID-19 in New Hampshire. 841 number of people have been hospitalized with COVID-19 in New Hampshire, and 948 number of deaths from COVID-19 in the United States. And now let's take a look at this map of New Hampshire where current cases of COVID-19 are. Manchester, 956. Let's take a look at this map of New Hampshire where total cases of COVID-19 are. Manchester, 4009. And now let's take a look at these three charts here. Let's start with the first chart here. New cases each day in New Hampshire in the purple. Daily new positive COVID-19 cases. In the orange, new hospitalization, and red, deaths. And let's take a look at this chart here. Current cases in the purple. Total current COVID-19 cases. In the orange, current hospitalization. Let's take a look at this chart here. Total cases in the purple. Total positive COVID-19 cases. Orange, total hospitalization. Red, death, and blue, recovered. Let's take a look at this chart here. Positive PCR test rate and daily PCR test. Let's take a look at this chart here. Each group of cases, female and male of cases, and risk information. Let's take a look at this chart here. Infections, hospitalizations, and deaths. Let's take a look at this chart here. Deaths, percent of New Hampshire population, race/ethnicity cases, and hospitalizations. And a reminder, your common symptoms: fever, lack of smell, cough, chills, difficult breathing, nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea. How it spreads, and prevention tips. And be sure to stay with the Riley King Network for the latest of your COVID-19 information. And we're following some breaking news. Plastown, New Hampshire, smoke condition. 2 Crystal Hill Road, smoke in basement. PD advised possible fire in the central vacuum system. Woman, 81, found dead after fire at Merrimack home. Autopsy scheduled for tomorrow. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Hey guys, not sure if you've heard this or not, but if you do not have a speeding ticket and you haven't had a DUI, you can get your car insurance.
We begin here with some breaking news out of Merrimack, where a woman has died in a house fire. The state fire marshal has identified the victim as 81-year-old Shirley Gordon. There will be an autopsy tomorrow. The fire broke out just before 5:30 in a building on Harris Avenue. The cause of the fire is still under investigation this noon.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Some lawmakers skip Organization Day, event held outdoors at UNH because of pandemic. Newly minuted Republican House Speaker Dick Hinch says all necessary precautions were taken. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9, Ray Brewer.
With our holiday sale, you can get up to $399 worth of accessories with your purchase.
Organization Day for the General Court in New Hampshire, this time being held outdoors at UNH because of COVID. Still, there were some important members missing.
As the leader of the Democratic caucus, I will not be attending.
At a virtual press conference prior to the session, Democratic leader Rennie Cushing accused Republicans of putting the health of legislators in danger for the sake of ceremony.
Quite frankly, legislators are concerned that the person that they're going to be sitting next to in organizational day is carrying the COVID virus.
The concern stems from back in November, when Republicans held a caucus meeting at the McIntyre ski area. Subsequently, some members tested positive for COVID. In response, newly elected Speaker Dick Hinge says that they have been working with DHHS for weeks about today's event. A statement going on to say, "It is our understanding that the outdoor setting, coupled with appropriate distancing, screening, and other precautions, either meets or exceeds guidance for events." While not calling on Democrats to boycott the event, Cushing did add,
"For those who opt not to go to a super spreader event and choose to get sworn into office virtually tomorrow, I'm completely supportive of them."
While the Speaker noted there will be no persons present who either tested positive or who were close contacts. Despite the rocky start, though, Representative Cushing thinks that Republicans and Democrats will be able to work together in the upcoming legislative session.
I do believe at the end of the day, there are areas where we can find common ground, and we'll be able to work together to meet the needs of the people of the state of New Hampshire.
Regarding working together, Representative Cushing says he expects to talk to the Speaker later this afternoon, although he's not sure what will be on the agenda. Reporting live, Ray Brewer, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. New Hampshire Supreme Court rejects appeal for woman in Great Danes abuse case. Court rules unanimously. The state's highest court has rejected an appeal in the case of a New Hampshire woman convicted of housing dozens of filthy and sick Great Danes in her mansion. A lawyer for Christina Fay argued that her privacy was violated when authorities allowed an animal welfare group to take photos and videos as it helped gather the dogs from her house. Fay of Wolfboro was sentenced to 17 animal cruelty charges in 2018. A judge ruled that she would serve no jail time, but that she would be responsible for paying back over $1 million of care of the dogs by the Humane Society of New Hampshire. The state's highest court on Wednesday rejected an appeal by a New Hampshire woman who argued her privacy was violated in the case that eventually led her to being convicted of housing dozens of filthy and sick Great Danes in her mansion. In a unanimous decision, the New Hampshire Supreme Court found a lawyer for Christina Fay had not demonstrated her right to privacy was violated and turned down a request to vacate her convictions. Fay's lawyer unsuccessfully argued authorities violated her privacy when they allowed an animal welfare group to take photos and videos as it helped gather the dogs from her house. The court also found the state did not violate Fay's right to be free from unreasonable search and seizures. Fay's lawyer unsuccessfully argued to lower court that the evidence in the search should be surpassed because Wolfboro police had failed to disclose that an animal welfare group would be participating when they required search warrant from a judge. Fay was sentenced on 17 animal cruelty charges in 2018. A judge ruled that she would serve no jail time, but that she would be responsible for paying back over $1 million of care of the dogs by the Humane Society of New Hampshire, which placed them with new owners. A lawyer for Faye did not respond to the request for comment on the Supreme Court ruling. Lindsay Harmick, director of the Shelter Outreach and Engagement for the Humane Society of the United States, praised the ruling. "We're happy that the dogs have been experiencing the love of their adopted families over the past 2 years and committed the New Hampshire legislature for passing regulations that require commercial breeders to be licensed and inspected in an effort to prevent this cruelty from occurring again," Harmick said in a statement. Authorities have gotten search warrant and seized 84 dogs from Faye's home. They said animals were living in filth and had health problems. Faye said she wanted to be the primary U.S. collector of Europe Great Danes and had been acquiring the breeding of them since 2014. Welfare police said they didn't have any resources to transport and care for the dogs, so they enlisted the Humane Society's help. The society agreed to pay to take care of the dogs. Senior Assistant Attorney General Susan McGinnens argued in the court that the Humane Society never really solicited funds after putting out the photos, but that it explained its work on the case. Faye, she said, lost her right to privacy once the search warrant was issued. McGinnens also said no court has ever required police to say whom they are planning to use to assist them on a search warrant. It was observantly from the police department's application for the warrant that it would need help from an animal rights group, she said. Littleton woman dies after being struck by a pickup truck in Tilton. A 29-year-old Littleton woman died Tuesday after she and another pedestrian were hit by a pickup while crossing the street in Tilton, police said. Veterans home outbreak claims 13, making it the deadliest in the Lakes region. The COVID-19 pandemic has killed 13 residents at the New Hampshire Veterans Home, making it the deadliest outbreak in the Lakes region since the start of the pandemic. And that does it for this Wednesday evening edition of the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. Have a great rest of your Wednesday evening. I'll see you back here tomorrow for another newscast. I'll have a news report coming up in a little bit. Good night and goodbye, everyone.